Let's talk about roast beef. Yeah, I've seen lots of people putting out videos about this, but nobody's really looking into see what's going on behind the scenes. And of course, this channel, that's what I do. I try to find out what's really happening and what you might expect. So yeah, roast beef, blah blah. You know, everyone's like, "Ooh, baked beans fork," but is it a baked beans fork? Um, yeah, let me show you something from the Telegram group. This is from quote unquote lead dev, whoever the heck that is. Um, Somebody asked, is that the old B&B miner contract or baked beans fork? And their dev said, nah, it's a brand new mechanism, looks similar but more advanced. How advanced is this thing? I don't know. Whenever I see that, I'm just like, guys, why are you lying to people? Like, don't sit there and like fork something, change a few lines, and then be like, it's more advanced, it's revolutionary. I've seen videos of people saying, hey, look at this thing, it's very different. And they just have like a little, basically, if then statement that, might change the rate for 65% of people. And it's just so easy to create stuff like that. There's nothing new and revolutionary about it. I mean, I don't know. Anyway, let's look at this thing. I started looking at this daily return 10%. Obviously, that goes up higher. Baked beans is at 8. Referral links at 13 instead of 12 or 12 and a half. You can't up links, referral links pay out more people with referrals and also kick out more daily return and expect it to last longer. I mean, these don't, they're trying to create an ROI DAP out of a baked beans fork or an egg fork. So I don't know. Everybody's like, woohoo, let's earn a bunch. It's like, yeah, you're going to earn a bunch, but it's not going to last as long, so you're not going to earn as much as it could if it was longer term. And these guys say, oh, it's a new thing and it's going to last so much longer because we have some, their whole thing that says it's more advanced. So yeah, let's look at this, guys. These are, let me show you the contracts and you can decide for yourself here. So this one, we have roast beef on the left. This one on the right is baked beans. I can always see a baked beans fork because they start with the Safe Math library first, and at the bottom then they have the contract. And that's not what these guys do, but the header here looks very familiar. So, looking into this, yeah, we actually get down into the contract code and compare it. And there's a lot of similarities because let me just back this up by saying the progression of these things have gone like the egg game, and then B&B Miner was forked off of the egg game, and then baked beans was forked off of B&B Miner. When baked beans created their contract, they stripped out the old Safe Math library and updated it to the newest version. They actually did a little bit of code cleanup and made some things more secure. I do have to give it to the baked beans guys. They did do a lot of that work, but the algorithms that pay out in eggs and stuff like that is the same. So they even label it in the old one, magic trade balancing algorithm. And you can see that this line is the same. It's not the same. It's the same across the egg game. Is the same across B&B Miner. It's the same across baked beans, and all the forks that have come off of baked beans. They're all the same. They all have the same algorithm behind them. Like, none of them are new or advanced or whatever. They're just recycling the same algorithm. That's what they're doing. So yeah, then let's look at this. This is the new baked beef or whatever, and then this is baked beans. And you can also see in baked beans, let's scroll up, they made all of their variables private. And if you can see under these guys, it's actually at the top, everything is public. That is not a very secure way of coding things. It makes variables have more of a global scope and more likely to be basically hacked. I'm curious to see what the Hayes audit comes out with on this, to see if they point that out, because having that much stuff that's public, variables, I don't know why they would go back and fork off of one of these old ones. I don't know if they just used it because the A game had a 10% and they just wanted that same 10%. I don't know, but I mean that's just one line in the code that you'd have to change to do that. So yeah, that is baked beef versus baked beans. So let's look at baked beef versus BNB Miner. So this is way more close. They still have the old library in place. You can see that the roasted beef is on the left, BNB Miner is on the right. What they did is they took out that second address because BNB Miner had two separate CEO addresses. I'm guessing one for like marketing or something, and then they just split the owner's fee that was coming in half and sent it to those two different wallets. And roasted beef just put that into one. The other thing that I noticed that it was somewhat alarming is, let me look at baked beans. Make sure they're not doing. I'm pretty sure they're not doing this. It's actually in the contract. Yeah. So what this does is it looks for a referral, and if the referral is basically if it's not set or whatever, it sends a referral to the same person. Basically goes into the contract. But what these guys did is they set basically if there's no referral set, all the referrals go to the CEO address. So the contract owner gets 13% referrals if there's no referral in the URL. So just be very well aware of that. That's, yeah, I don't know. To me, that's not cool. Yeah, and then they just changed a few things in here, like the math for referrals, they up to 13%. They had to do a few changes here because the multiple owners' addresses in the miner. Same thing here. A line was changed there. The dev fee, they actually didn't have it in the function variables, so they just have to hard code it right here to 3%, and then change the market eggs. So there's basically a few changes here. The only changes are they put it all into one address, owner's address. They changed the eggs to hatch miners. They lowered that so you get more of a return. It costs fewer eggs to hatch miners. So that ups your return to that 10%. They made it so the referrals, if there's nothing set, it goes to the owner's address. And they changed the owner fee to 3%. That's the only changes. So it's actually the closest to the A game, because the A game had a 10% return. So they had the same beans here. The only thing that changed on this line between these two is there is a period missing. That's the only thing that changed on the number of miners from the A game. So this thing is actually the closest thing this is to is the A game, which is the original. The only differences is between the A game and this is they're stealing all the referrals, and all the referrals that don't have an address set, and they removed that second wallet, and they changed the dev fee. That is it. That's like the only thing they've changed from the 8 game. So when these guys say it's a brand new mechanism, looks similar but more advanced, this is the code, guys. This is what is behind the scenes. This is what's in the contract. I don't know. So when you see all these videos hyping this thing, you know, I'll leave a link to it. I don't know if it probably won't even be a referral link, because I do not agree with them throwing in that little hack to basically take all the referrals. So basically every deposit that's made on this thing without that referral is, you know, they're getting 16% of every single deposit. And then every rebate as well. They're going to be getting 16% of rebates for all of those addresses. So just be aware of that, guys. This is not like, I'm curious to see what the Hayes audit comes out with, but that's what's happening with roast beef. It is not a new mechanism. It's not this new advanced thing that they told their community. It's a direct clone off of the 8 game. They changed some wallets. They took some of the referrals, and they changed the dev fee. That's it. Like, there is no change in the algorithm whatsoever. Anyway, guys, that's roast beef. You know, before you just jump into these things, do your research, check the code. You know, if you don't know, you know, how to check this code, you know, find somebody that does, or find out how to do a diff. I've had a lot of people asking me. I use Visual Studio Code, which is a free download. It works on Mac, Windows, whatever. And you can just, I don't know, maybe I'll just do a little tutorial on how you guys can do that. Anyway, guys, that's roast beef. I don't think I'm even going to put a referral link on this, because I think it's kind of shady. You know, I just don't like when devs lie to people and say it's a brand new mechanism when it's not. So anyway, guys, tell me in the comments what you think. Go ahead and yeah, leave me your thoughts. Like the video if you like it. Hit subscribe if you want to subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.